we come to you shortly. Do stay with us. And now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Nigerian Muslims on this year's commemoration of the Maulud Nabi, the birthday of Prophet Muhammad. Tinubu, in a statement on Sunday signed by his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, urged Muslims to use the period for deep reflection and remembrance of the Holy Prophet's exemplary conduct and noble teachings. He also urged Muslims to dedicate the Maulud holiday to praying for the country and showing empathy and compassion towards one another. He said as they mark the Maulud, they should all reflect on a life lived by Prophet Muhammad, exemplified by purity, selflessness, perseverance, kindness, and compassion, as they must endeavor to imbibe those virtues. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetakun, has assured the citizens of Nigeria of adequate security measures to ensure a peaceful and secure environment during the 2024 Eid al-Maulud celebrations. In a statement issued by the FPRO ACP Olumuyiwa Dijobi, in line with the directives of the Inspector General of Police Command CPS and their respective zonal AIGs, have been tasked with robust deployment of personnel and resources to high-risk areas including major highways, places of worship, and public gathering points. The Nigerian Police Force reiterated its commitment to safeguarding the public and preventing crime during and after the festive season. The IGP extended a warm felicitation to the Muslim faithful, praying for a joyous and harmonious celebration and emphasizing the force's collaboration with other security agencies, community leaders and stakeholders to ensure a secure and incident-free celebration across the length and breadth of the country. The Nigerian Correctional Service has declared 281 inmates of the Medium Security Custodial Center Maiduguri missing, while 7 have been recaptured. This followed the intended flooding recently experienced in Maiduguri, Borno State and its environment. The Nigerian Correctional Service, in a statement by its National Public Relations Officer Umar Abubakar, stated that the unfortunate incident has left scars, bringing down the walls of the correctional facilities, including the Medium Security Custodial Center Maiduguri, as well as the staff quarters in the city. It added that upon the evacuation of inmates by officers of the service with support from sister security agencies to a safe and secure facility, 281 inmates were observed to be missing. The statement added that the service is in custody of the details, including the biometrics, which is being made available to the public below. The Nigerian Correctional Service said work is in progress in alliance with other security agencies, as both covert and overt deployment have been activated to look out for them. A fleet of trucks at the Dangote refinery located in the Ibejuleki area of Lagos State began lifting premium motor spirit known as petrol on Sunday. The trucks belonging to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited were seen in videos posted on X handle of the Dangote Group. The $20 billion Lekki-based facility is equipped with 86 gantries, making it possible to load 86 trucks simultaneously. At the start of the process, 10 trucks drove into gantries while their compartments were filled with petrol for more computerized gadgets. The loading of the Dangote petrol signifies an end to the month-long debate over the quality and sale of the product. However, one major issue that remains unresolved is the price at which the 650,000 barrel per day refinery would sell the product to all marketers and subsequently the public. The federal government has commenced the distribution and conversion of 500 compressed natural gas vehicles for commercial transport operators in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, as part of the energy transition initiative of the federal government as monitored in Abeokuta, the state capital. The distribution, which targets commercial transport operators, is free of all charges. The initiative, under the Presidential Initiative on Compressed Natural Gas, is aimed at alternative means of energy for petroleum motor spirit. Some of the members of the state transport unions commended the federal government for the initiative, saying that this will reduce drastically the current transport fares, which has brought prices of essentially commodities beyond the reach of the masses.
This is a presidential initiative on CNG. We are trying to inspect commercial vehicles to confirm if they are fit to be converted for the use of compressed natural gas, and anyone that is deemed fit, that is okay by the inspection teams, will be given a kit and will be converted. The vehicle that cannot pass that inspection will not be converted.
We are excited. It's a good initiative. So, because the rate at which this petrol is being increasing every day, we do not take it easy. But with this initiative, we think and we believe that very soon, if the matter is being implemented as President initiative, I think we will all be happy.
The renewed vigor with which the federal government rolled out its policies before and after the End Hunger protests continue to generate mixed feelings among Nigerians. This is as a result of the inability of Nigerians to start feeling the impact as prices of commodities, petrol among others, continue to rise. In this report, our correspondent Dele Fason takes a look at what Nigerians now call emergency government policies and the impact on Nigerians. The report.
The August 1st to 10th hunger protests across the country was sort of an eye-opener for the federal government as it began to roll out emergency palliatives such as the distribution of rice and grains to states, among others. Speaking on the results of the policies amid high costs of petroleum products and food items, some activists said it has not yielded the desired result.
The emergency policy of the federal government, as brought to bear by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if you ask me, like you've done, they are not started yielding any results. But to political public officers, that they may see them to be yielding results, but to the average Nigerian man on the street, there is no such result that can be seen. They are just quick fix, and quick fix is not sustainable. Even more importantly, they are not seen as we speak today.
I think the nationwide protest has not yet yielded its full potential or ripple effect, because government across board have not hitherto yielded to the demands by the protesters. Though some policies were rolled out by the federal government, the one for the rice that we sold for 40,000 naira per 50 kg rice, they've also called it back and said they are not selling for that amount. I think no Nigerian has even purchased the rice on that amount either.
On the likely solutions to the numerous challenges faced by Nigerians, they called on the federal government to be humane and put the people first, as hardship bites other in the country.
The government should be humane by responding to the hue and cry of Nigerian citizens. That's the first approach. It is not enough to come and explain and make excuses for why things are not working. You volunteer, you ascribe to lead Nigeria, and you said, oh, renewed hope. It then means you knew that our hope was getting diminished, which is why you came to renew the hope.
I think for a responsible government to put measures in place to end further protests, they must take the people seriously. They must take the plight of the people seriously. People are coming for hunger. Address it. People are coming for insecurity. Address it. People are clamoring for unemployment. Address it. They are coming for the finance to function. Address it.
Meanwhile, with Nigerians expecting a quick fix solution,
You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News, and coming up next. Our correspondent takes a look at how the consistent cases of insecurity is gradually crippling health services and denying patients access to health care. Details of these and more will come to you shortly. Do stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect to us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Galaxy TV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share a story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comment, as you can easily scan our IGQR code. Kidnapping epidemic in the country is gradually crippling health services and denying patients access to care. In this report, correspondent John Felix takes a look at the likely implications of this trend. The report.
As Nigeria grapples with a fragile health system worsened by the mass exodus of health workers out of the country and inadequate resources, the surge in kidnappings of medical professionals add a harrowing dimension to an already dire situation. In the last 6 years, no fewer than 100 health workers have been abducted across the nation, with the latest victim, Dr. Ganiat Bukola, still held captive by bandits for over 8 months. No doubt, the rising trend of kidnappings in Nigeria is affecting a broad spectrum of healthcare workers. Speaking to Galaxy TV News, some doctors expressed concern over the disturbing trend.
Injury to one is injury to all. Doctors should not be targets of kidnapping. In the past few weeks, we've heard a lot of things, and we've been patient enough. For the past 8 months, we have been trying to negotiate and talk, but now we are tired. Enough is enough. Her kidnap and the kidnaps of other doctors. Recently, another doctor, Dr. Fadansi, was kidnapped in Kogi State. And you know that 22 medical doctors and a house officer was also kidnapped recently. They are seeing us as a soft target. And we want the government to do its job of protecting lives and property. It is not safe for us to be in this country anymore. So we want the government to ensure that lives and properties and doctors especially are protected.
The abduction of Dr. Bukola has not only shattered our immediate family, but also left a gaping hole in the medical community and the countless lives she has touched through her work. Our continued absence is a severe loss to the patients who rely on our expertise, to colleagues who value our professionalism, and to the nation at large, which benefits from our service.
Amidst the state of insecurity, the head of clinical services at the Federal Medical Center Abeokuta says government must intensify efforts towards protecting our citizens as well as health workers.
Bottom line is that government should do everything within their powers to make sure that this innocent doctor is released, so that and also to even prevent it or prevent others from happening. Not only doctors, we know that people are being kidnapped all over the country, to make sure that we stop this, so that everybody can focus on their core mandate, that of the doctors, which is to make sure that we keep all the healthcare services running and save life of our teeming patients in the country.
The expectation remains that health workers in the kidnappers' den will be released unarmed in no distance time. From Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, John Felix reporting for Galaxy Television News.
The impact of cancer on mortality rate, according to the former Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, underscores the need for development of effective treatment, improved access to cancer screening and early detection cancer prevention, as well as a strengthened healthcare systems to address cancer care disparities. The former minister made this known at the 7th Scientific Conference of Association of Radiation and Clinical Oncologists in Nigeria, ARCON, with the theme Cancer Control in Nigeria, Actions for Impact, held at the International Conference Center, University of Ibadan, Oyo State. Adewale, who was represented by Professor Imran Muson, highlighted the challenges working towards reducing cancer's impact as a leading cause of death, while advocating the need for collaboration at all levels to transform cancer care delivery in Nigeria. He lauded the effort of the federal government in optimizing healthcare delivery in the country, while admonishing the state and local government to also follow his steps. The radiation and the clinical oncologist in Nigeria hinged on the theme Cancer Control in Nigeria, Actions for Impact.
We want to really improve access to cancer. We need to look at the value chain of cancer care, which starts from prevention. If a lot of people have access to good information on how to live a healthy living, a lot of people will be prevented from having risk that will make them develop cancer. Yes, capacity building to the specialists, but capacity building to the frontline health workers. Community health extension workers that are in the remote villages should know about risk factors of cancer and should be able to tell people in their community how to have an healthy living in order to have a reduction in the population of people that will be at risk of developing cancer.
We are looking at various ways to try to, number one, get the doctors, the young graduates, to become interested in our field, and also to see what we can do for those that are remaining behind, how can we lessen the workload? Because we've also looked at it, we've done a couple of studies and had discussions amongst ourselves. Another driving factor why people leave this country is because of the heavy workload. And there's an opportunity by infusing technology to lighten the burden for a season up until the time when these young doctors eventually become specialists and are helpful within the oncology space and taking care of patients with cancer.
As we continue our collective efforts to combat the rising tide of cancer in our nation, and I know it's not only peculiar to our nation, it's throughout the world, this theme underscores our shared commitment to translating research, knowledge, and policy into real-world situations and solutions that will have a measurable impact on cancer care.
The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and Ogun State House of Assembly have signed a certificate of commitment to reduce the number of out-of-school children in the state. The certificate of commitment was signed when UNICEF Chief of Lagos Field Office, Celine Lafostre, and her team paid in an advocacy visit to the State House of Assembly on the reduction of out-of-school children in the state. Speaking during the courtesy call, education specialist UNICEF explained that the visit was to collaborate with the State Assembly in identifying the affected children, ensure that they are rechanneled towards education, and put in place adequate infrastructures and improve the quality of teaching and education in the state.
And why are they not staying in school? So it means that there are issues of supply, issues of retention, more in the southwestern zones and more even in Ogun State than any other place. So we need to begin to look at why are those not enrolling? Those who are not there, why are they not there? And most importantly, why are those who have enrolled dropping out of school? What are the key reasons? What do we need to do to make sure that when they come to school, we're able to keep them and sustain them in school? And these are all the collective responsibilities that we have come here to see how we can partner with the House of Assembly.
Responding, the Speaker of Ogun State House of Assembly, Honorable Oludaisi Elemide, assured the UNICEF team that the state will continue to put necessary machineries in place to ensure increased collaboration with key stakeholders in the education sector to aid increased pupils enrollment and reduce number of dropout. Also, Special UNICEF Chief of Lagos Field Office reiterated the international agency's readiness to develop models for reducing the number of out-of-school children and increasing the retention, transition and completion of adolescents from primary to secondary school levels.
And once one of my colleagues have said it that we shall be willing to partner. It is not him alone, it is all of us. We want to improve the standards. We want to move knowledge forward. We want to raise the bar, and we will be willing to partner with UNICEF to achieve all this. Thank you, and God bless you.
In Ogun. So what we intend to do is strengthen this beautiful collaboration we have with Ogun State, with the government of Ogun, and reiterate our commitment to support the state, especially the members of Assembly. And you heard today we got commitment from the Speaker of the House of Assembly and the members of the House of Assembly to work with us to identify the children that are out of school within the states.
One person died while 10 others sustained varying degrees of injuries in a lone accident involving a Mazda bus at Sapade Bridge on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The spokesperson for the Road Safety Corps in Ogun, Florence Okpe, confirmed the incident in a statement issued in Abeokuta. According to the statement, the accident occurred at 2:58 p.m. and it involved a white Mazda bus. Okpe stated that the accident was caused by excessive speed, tire burst and loss of control. Okpe explained that the injured victims were taken to Patmag Hospital, Ogere, for medical attention, while the deceased was deposited at a Force Morgue, Ipara. The Ogun Sector Commander, Akinwumi, advised motorists to always pay more attention on tires by checking the expiration date. He stated that tire burst on a controlled speed would have been handled better. Benue State government has flagged off distribution of the customized Benue sacks to be used for all kinds of purchases, including grains, fruit and tubers to boost agricultural produce. The Chief of Staff, Paul Biam, who represented the Governor Hyacinth Alia during the flag-off ceremony in Makurdi, said the administration is committed to improving life of Benue people, stating that the customized Benue sacks is a standard measurement for sales of all grains, fruit and tubers. The Governor, who called on all market stakeholders to support the new initiative aimed at boosting food production in the state, warned the middlemen to desist from sharp practices that pose threat to the smooth running of the market. The Governor gave a 2-week ultimatum to sack sellers to pave the way for government-approved sacks to take effect beginning from 1st October 2024. For Nigeria as a country to witness the needed growth and national development, it must give priority attention to building data with all the macroeconomic variables to enable it plan and execute policies and programs that would make meaningful impact on its citizens and give directions like all the developed economies of the world. Correspondent Gabriel Odia, who files in this report, takes a look at the importance of statistical data for national development. The report.
While adequate planning through research and verifiable data remains the bedrock of development of any nation, many African nations, organizations, institutions have actually not taken this serious while planning for its citizens in relation to population size, demography, birth rate, death rate, among many others, even though their ministries, parastatals and agencies saddled with these responsibilities. Some Nigerians are calling on government to take data building and planning seriously, particularly at the local government level, to be able to make informed decisions and plan adequately for its citizens.
I discovered that we want to get data on some macroeconomic indices, even in Massachusetts now. You will get it. And this is not generated by the Federal Bureau of Statistics in the US. Same thing in Britain and even in Japan. But in Nigeria, even the federal agencies seem to be sleeping. Which is why when you carry out data from Nigeria, if you will discover that most of these top-ranking journals, they don't take any data from Nigeria serious.
The only thing our politicians know is how to cast vote and go to National Assembly, how to make money and flee abroad. But I don't know the data of their citizens. Like you can see, Makurdi is a metropolitan state. Without statistics, there is no way development can thrive. If you ask Benin people, what is the population of Benin, they will say above 5 million or 7 million. Nobody can actually give you exactly data.
While they emphasize on the importance of data in planning, they also observed that it is also helpful in research for development, urging organizations, institutions and local government councils to generate data.
And I'll move over to tracking the week.
Welcome to Tracking the Week. On Monday, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, blacklisted Lagos State University, LASU, and withdraws all cooperation from the union forthwith. This decision was the backlash of the refusal of the Lagos State government and LASU management to recall 5 ASU members that were unjustly sacked 8 years ago. At the peaceful rally, the ASU from different zones in the southwest converged at the campus of Lagos State University to demand for reinstatement of sacked ASU top officials of the school. The university lecturer said to those wrongfully sacked by the former chancellor recalled the school will no longer enjoy cooperation of ASU henceforth. Addressing top management of Lagos State University, the National Treasurer ASU, Professor Lusuji Sowande, said it is unfair after 2 years that their sack has been declared unjust and nothing meaningful has been done to recall them. He said the national body of ASU will do everything possible to ensure justice is served accordingly. Responding on behalf of LASU School Management, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic Professor Lufunsho Omobinton pleaded with ASU with assurance that the matter shall soon be resolved. Still on Monday, union leader and activist Alvin Ifeanyi condemned the arrest of Nigeria Labour Congress President Joe Ajaero by the Department of State Service DSS. Speaking with Galaxy News correspondent Lebi Joseph, the National Officer of Academic Staff Union of Universities, Dele Ashiru, and the chieftain of Joint Action Front, Kamri Daga, said the development is not democratic and it is a clear move to silence dissent opinions in the country. They charged the federal government of Nigeria to allow constructive criticism and make moves to correct most of the anomalies in government policies which have made life unbearable for the people. On Tuesday, President Bola Tinubu sent heartfelt condolences to the government and people of Niger State on the petrol tanker explosion on the Bida-Aji-Lapai Road in Niger State, which claimed the lives of 48 people and livestock. This was contained in a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga. President Tinubu commiserated with the families of the dead and injured victims. He also sympathized with the owners of shops affected by the tragedy. He prayed for the speedy recovery of the injured. According to NEMA and FRSC, many people were injured in the accident, which also involved a truck loaded with cattle and passengers. The President commended the federal and state emergency agencies for their swift response. He similarly commended the good-spirited Nigerians who mobilized to the incident scene to assist the victims. Also on Tuesday, in a statement released by Benson Okwa, the head of Information and Public Affairs, the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Joe Ajaero, was seized and whisked away by agents of the Nigerian state while on his way to the United Kingdom on the invitation of Trade Union Congress to the issue of Britain. Comrade Ajaero was set to attend and address the global gathering of workers on behalf of Nigerian workers at the Congress of the Trade Union Congress in the UK. A platform where critical discussions on workers' rights, social justice and economic fairness are discussed. They are yet to ascertain his whereabouts or his state of health, as all efforts they had made to get in touch with him proved abortive. They wish to categorically state that Comrade Ajaero had been detained without any legal warrant or formal instrument. On Wednesday, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja dismissed an appeal filed by Kenneth Imaswangbo seeking to disqualify Olumide Akpata as the governorship candidate of the Labour Party in the September 21st governorship election in Edo State. In the lead judgment delivered by Justice Okonabang, the appellate court held, among others, that Imaswangbo failed to explore the intra-conflict resolution mechanism of the Labour Party before rushing to court. Correspondent Kole Ojo reported that the court also held that his case was premature in law and could not be entertained on the ground that conditions precedent were not met. The unanimous judgment of the three-man panel of justices also held that Imaswangbo failed to tender the disputed result of the February 23 primary election of the party, which he claimed to have won. It will be recalled that in June, Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court Abuja dismissed the suit seeking to avoid the nomination of Akpata as the Labour Party candidate in September 21st election. In the judgment, Justice Omotosho upheld the arguments by Akpata's lawyer, Johnson Usman San, that the plaintiffs were without the legal rights to institute the suit. Also on Wednesday, the Federal High Court in Abuja slapped 10 million naira bail each on the 10 members of bad governance protesters who were charged with attempt to overthrow President Bola Tinubu between July 1st and August 4 this year. Justice Emeka Nwiti admitted them to bail by delivering ruling in their bail application. Correspondent Kole Ojo reported that, among others, the protesters had to produce one shorty, each in the same amount, while the shorties must be resident in Abuja. Besides, the shorties must be property owners in Abuja and must deposit documents of the properties to the court, in addition to swearing to affidavit of means. Also, both the defendants and the shorties must deposit their international passports and 3 recent passport photographs with the court. Justice Owete, while rejecting the objection of the Inspector General of Police against the bail request, however, ordered the defendants not to participate in any public rally throughout their trial. Pending the perfection of their respective bail condition, the judge ordered that they be remanded in prison custody. Meanwhile, September 27 had been fixed for commencement of their trial. On Thursday, President Bola Tinubu stated that his visit to King Charles III at Buckingham Palace, United Kingdom, on Wednesday was aimed at threatening diplomatic ties with the UK. This was disclosed in a statement by the Special Assistant to President Tinubu on social media, Dada Olusegun. On his verified X account on Thursday, he wrote, President Bola Tinubu visited His Majesty King Charles at Buckingham Palace. The significant meeting highlighted the ongoing diplomatic ties and partnership between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom royal family also confirmed the visit, posting a photograph of the two leaders at Buckingham Palace with the caption, Yesterday, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria visited His Majesty at Buckingham Palace. Still on Thursday, Ogun State Governor Dakwa Abiodun announced that his administration would make available 100 brand new 18-seater compressed natural gas buses for the use of transporters in the state as part of measures to cushion the effect of the current socio-economic challenges. He made a disclosure in Abeokuta, the state capital, during a meeting with transport unions on our best to tackle the rise in transport fares in the state, which has raised the price of essential commodities beyond the reach of the masses. He, however, warned transporters against taking undue advantage of the current situation to exploit and place avoidable burden through high transport fares on the people. He also informed the Enforcement Committee members of the plans of the federal government towards presentation of 20 CNG buses and 500 conversion kits to the state. Speaking on behalf of the leaders of the transport unions, the national president of the Amalgamated Commercial Motorcycle Riders Association of Nigeria, Shamsuddin Akpologon, lamented the high cost of purchase and maintenance with a promise to support government initiative in the sector. On Friday, Chairman of the National Peace Committee, General Abdulsalam Abubakar, retired, called on political parties and their supporters to see peace as an antidote for development. The former Nigerian head of state met this noon at the South Victor Wifer Creative Center during the signing of the peace accord by political parties ahead of the September 21st governorship election in Edo State. According to the National Peace Committee chairman, the essence of the signing is to abide by peaceful coexistence among the parties. On their part, the INEC chairman and Inspector General of Police spoke on the peace accord and the provision for a level playing ground for all political parties. 70 political parties signed the peace accord, while the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Asue Igodalo, refused to sign the accord in what the party described as the unlawful arrest of its members across the state and alleged intimidation by the police. Lastly, on Friday, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NAS, suspended its planned mass action regarding the state of the nation and recent hike in PMS prices until it seeks dialogue with the federal government. Recall the leadership of NAS proposed September 15th nationwide mass action in response to the hardship inflicted on Nigerians by the recent hike in PMS prices. Addressing a media conference in Abuja on Friday, the Senate President Naz Henry Okomo stated that the student union arrived at the decision following the call for a non-elective Congress by NAS President Comrade Pedro B. He, however, noted the student union's agitation remained unchanged, urging Nigerian students to await the outcome of the Congress before determining the next action. And that's it on Track in the Week.
Information reaching us now from the international scene is the former U.S. President Donald Trump is safe following gunshots in his vicinity. His campaign said after an incident took place near his Florida golf club on Sunday. Secret Service agents saw a man pointing a rifle at the golf course where Trump was apparently located at the time. Law enforcement sources told newsmen an agent fired multiple times at the suspect who tried to run away. The sources said, adding that the suspect is now in custody and a weapon had been recovered. In an email to his supporters, Trump said he was safe and well after gunshots in his vicinity. "Nothing will slow me down," he wrote. "I will never surrender." The incident comes almost exactly 2 months after a gunman attempted to assassinate him at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, striking his ear. Now we go to the international scene for the rest of our report.
This is news from the international scene. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said Yemen's Houthis will pay a heavy price after a missile fired by the group landed in central Israel. The Israeli military said the missile landed in an uninhabited area early on Sunday, but the shrapnel indicated air defense system had failed to destroy it before it entered Israel's airspace. It added that it was investigating how the missile was able to reach so far into Israeli territory. The strike marks the first time a missile fired by the group has reached central Israel, which is around 2,000 kilometers from Yemen. The Israeli Defense Forces IDF said that there had been repeated attempts to shoot the missile down on Sunday, but that it most likely fragmented in mid-air. The LTs claimed the operation used a new type of hypersonic missile, which may help explain the failure of efforts to intercept it. The unarmed group that seized much of Yemen in the country's ongoing civil war and have declared themselves part of the Iran-led axis of resistance against Israel, the US and the wider West. The LT said in a statement that Sunday's attack was carried out in solidarity with the Palestinians and that Israel should expect more ahead of the first anniversary of the 7 October attacks. Missile fragments landed at a railway station in the city of Modin, causing some damage, and in open ground near Israel's main international airport on the outskirts of Tel Aviv. The United States has dismissed claims made by Venezuela that the CIA plotted to assassinate President Maduro and other top officials. 3 U.S. citizens, 2 Spaniards and 1 Czech national have been arrested in suspicion of plotting to destabilize the country, the Interior Minister said, calling the detainees mercenaries. Diosdado Cabello claimed that the CIA is leading the operation and that hundreds of weapons have been seized. The U.S. rejects the claim, which comes after Washington placed 16 senior government officials under sanctions as categorically false. A spokesperson for the State Department said the U.S. military member was being held and noted unconfirmed reports of 2 additional U.S. citizens detained in Venezuela. Cabello responded by saying the detainees had contacted French mercenaries from Eastern Europe and were involved in an operation to try to attack Venezuela. He added that more than 400 rifles were seized and accused the detainees of plotting terrorist acts. The Venezuelan government said the Spaniards detained were linked to Madrid's National Intelligence Center, CNI. Spanish government sources have told Leca Media the pair do not belong to the intelligence operation. New York City Mayor Eric Adams' chief counsel resigned late on Saturday night as the federal government's multiple criminal probe into his administration continue. The departure of Lisa Zunberg comes just 2 days after New York Police Commissioner Edward Caban stepped down after officials raided his home and seized his phone. "I am tendering my resignation effective today, as I have concluded that I can no longer effectively serve in my position," Ms. Zunberg said in a statement shared by the mayor's office. Adams thanked Zunberg for her work but gave no reason for his top counsel's departure. "These are times when we don't expect anyone to stay in them forever," the mayor said in a statement. Adams said the administration would name a replacement in the coming days. The chief counsel's resignation comes after several top New York officials appointed by the mayor, who has faced a corruption probe that appears to be unrelated to this case, also saw their homes raided last week. Caban and his twin brother, First Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright, Deputy Mayor for Public Safety Philip Banks III, and Chancellor of New York City Public Schools David Seabank have all had their phones seized as part of the probes. Still on the international scene, a firefighter has died during a flood rescue in Austria and 1 person has drowned in Poland as torrential rain caused by Storm Boris continues to wreak havoc across Central and Eastern Europe. The Austrian province surrounding Vienna has been declared a disastered area, with its leaders speaking to an unprecedented extreme situation. In Romania, where 4 people were killed on Saturday, the Prime Minister says 2 others are missing, while several remain unaccounted for in Czech Republic. Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk confirmed 1 death on Sunday as he urged stricken residents to cooperate with rescuers. In the Czech Republic, 4 people remain missing, 3 in a car which disappeared into a river in North Moravia, and 1 man has been swept into a flooded stream in South Moravia. Marek Jok, a resident of Lipov in South Moravia, said the town is currently closed from all sides, adding that the next wave of the flood is still to come. Evacuations are underway in Kronov, Opava and Siskitese. Jesenik, a town located in the Jeseniki Mountains, is described as completely cut off, with roads and rail lines underwater. Around 70,000 people in the Klodsko area alone are without power, and the internet and mobile phone connections are down. Several dozen police and firefighters in Prague were called to rescue a man who went swimming in the flooded Vltava at 7 a.m. this morning. He was carried 2 kilometers downstream before ending up in Reeds. On Saturday, police in North Moravia were called up after 3 men were spotted wading into the flooded river Odra on paddleboards. They were ordered out of the river. Czech authorities have repeatedly appealed to the people not to approach rivers. 8 people have died overnight while trying to cross the channel from France to England, French police say. Rescue services were alerted after the boat got into difficulty in waters north of Boulogne-sur-Mer in the northern Pas-de-Calais region after 1 a.m. local time. The rubber vessel has around 60 people on board from countries including Eritrea, Sudan, Syria and Iran. It comes less than 2 weeks after 12 people, including 6 children and a pregnant woman, died when a boat carrying dozens of migrants sank in what was the deadliest loss of life in the channel this year. The French Coast Guard said the boat in the incident reported on Sunday was seen heading towards a beach in the town of Ambleteuse, but rescue teams could not offer assistance from the sea. After getting into difficulty, it was driven into rocks where it came apart. On the beach, emergency services provided care to 53 people and confirmed 8 had died, the Coast Guard said. 6 people were taken to hospitals, including a baby with hypothermia. No other people were found during sea searches. An investigation has been opened by the Boulogne-sur-Mer Public Prosecutor's Office. A UK government spokesperson confirmed the latest incident and said French authorities were leading the response and investigation. Foreign Secretary David Lammy said it was awful to hear of a further loss of life in the channel. He told the Sunday with Laura Kunzenberg program that many people were of course not able to make it across the channel, having seen the types of rubber dinghies people have been using. He also reiterated the government's plan to work with European partners to tackle the criminal people smuggling gangs to deter small boat crossings. Lastly, on the international scene, UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has said he is interested in learning about Italy's scheme to send migrants rescued at sea to Albania to process their asylum claims ahead of his first official visit to Rome. The British leader is set to meet Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni on Monday. Top of the agenda will be migration and how the UK can learn from Italy. European Union members receiving the highest number of migrant arrivals, but which has recently seen a dramatic fall. Top of the agenda will be migration and how the UK can learn from Italy, the European Union member receiving the highest number of migrant arrivals, but which has recently seen a dramatic fall. Asked whether he could consider a similar agreement to one Italy struck with Albania, Sir Keir said this weekend, "Let's say it's in early days. I'm interested in how that works. I think everybody else is." Sir Keir and Meloni are prime ministers on opposite political sides. One started off in politics by joining the Young Socialist and now leads a Labour government in the UK, while the other began with Young New Fascist and now helms a right-wing coalition in Italy. Both, however, are keen to build on a crucial European relationship. At Monday's meeting, the pair will discuss what is known as irregular migration, among other issues, as both countries aim to reduce arrivals by sea. On the continent, Frontex, the EU's border force, has calculated a 64% drop this year in those making the perilous crossing from North Africa to Italy. Just over 43,000 have arrived so far this year, according to the United Nations, compared to a total of almost 158,000 in 2023. Some tried to continue their route through France and up to Britain. The UK is struggling to respond to the migrant crisis in the English Channel, with arrivals from France up 1 last year. 8 people died on Sunday when the boat capsized in the channel. Central to the fall in crossing to Italy are financial deals struck with the nation Libya, where most people depart from for Europe. And that's it from the international scene.
Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTV News. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page as Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share a story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live update and comment, as you can easily scan our IG QR code. And that's all we have on Galaxy Primetime News. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. My name is